All right, so what's up, guys? So we are out here on another run, out here running for you all, and you know, we're trying to be unfweetable, right? We don't want no one to be able to mess with us, right? Throw us off our course, you know, and destroy us from having everything or attaining everything we've ever dreamed of and aspire to have. So with that comes the sense of wanting to be unfweetable, right? You don't want people, you know, to be able, you know, to veer you off from your course, and that's totally understandable. So for that, we will give you 3 tips for that, as we have the ball skipping away from us, but who cares about that? Because we are unfweetable. Unfuckable. Yeah, we said it once and we won't say it again. So as we, you know, quickly cross the street, we will go into way number 1, and that is, you know, that it starts with your mindset, right? You gotta, you know, think about how you're gonna think, right? You gotta have a positive attitude, right? Acquire one, right? Find, you know, someone, you know, that's a role model to you, right? Almost like a, you know, drill sergeant if you're in the Navy or Army, right? Or a, you know, professor, you know, if you're a student, right? Someone above you, right? That's been there, that's done that, that's put in the hours to do so, right? And, you know, by them doing that, it's going to give them mindset, right? They had to enter into a certain style of thinking in order to obtain what they did. And for you, you want to know that, right? You want to study it and take notes, so that way you can transfer certain attributes, right, of how they behave, how they act, right, onto yourself, because you want to learn, you know, how to be unfweetable like them, right? Because to get to where they are today, right, they had to be, you know, not messed with, right? They had to, you know, chart their own journey, right, and go about it, right? Whether they were blind in doing so or had somebody to show them the way, regardless, right, they had to follow a path to get to where they are, right? A lot of them simply weren't, you know, born having everything that they had. So for that, you know, it requires a certain mindset, right? You know, a way of thinking for you, right, to enter into that position. So, you know, for you, you gotta think about that, right? You gotta ask them questions, right? Go and interview them, talk to them, right? Make them your friend. And, you know, from that, you'll be able to see, you know, what they do, right? What their habits are, right? How they reward themselves after a long day of work, right? How they punish themselves with more work, right? How they are on top of themselves and stay, you know, grounded within the mental framework that they are in. Because without that, they wouldn't be able to hold down whatever they're doing, right? Whatever position, whatever job it is that they have, the responsibilities. And, you know, for you, you know, you get, you know, to be able to enter into that mindset, so that way you can be unfweetable, right? You can't let other, you know, influences and ways of thinking that are counterproductive to your own, that would ultimately veer you off course, right? You can't let them affect you. And, you know, for that, you know, it requires, right, a deep sense of knowing who you are, knowing what you want, right? What you want out of, you know, that particular job, or even meeting, right? Take it day by day, event by event. Think about it, right? You got, you know, the first application, right? So then you got the interview. So you got to think, okay, what do I want to do in this interview? What do I want to get out of it? What impression do I want to leave? And so forth, right? Find the answers to those questions and stay, you know, loyal to them, right? Grounded within them, right? They'll anchor you in place, you know, for your success. And, you know, from that, the mindset will come to fruition. And then step number 2, we started off in mind, and then we transfer over to body, right? You want to be strong, you're going to be a warrior, right? And to be one, you have to have the physical makeup of one, right? How many warriors have you seen that are scrawny and skinny, right? And aren't able, right, to, you know, push heavy weights and fight off attackers, right? You simply don't see that. So for you, right, when you have to fight these battles in the world, when you go about your daily life, you have to, you know, have a developed body, right? Your temple. And, you know, for you, you know, in essence, right, when you have these threats come your way and you have to deflect them, right, and be unequitable, you can't, you know, be weak and flimsy in a sense, right? You can't have, you know, a, you know, weak body that essentially, you know, people can just come around and mess with you, right? You got to be able, you know, to deploy your shield, right, and your weapon, because, you know, when those people come and attack you, you're ready for it. You can handle it. And, you know, that's the physical component of it, right? Because we started at the mind, and the mind and the body go hand in hand, because when you work on one, you're working on the other, right? You work on your mind, right? You get smarter in a sense. It's going to help you in attaining a better body. If you work on your body, it's going to help you in attaining a stronger mind. So those two, 1 and 2, essentially go hand in hand in making that complete piece, right, of that pie, that person, right? Because step number 3 is bringing it all together, right? The mind, body, and spirit, right? You want to have, right, that fighter spirit, right? That never die attitude, right? That, you know, way of thinking, you know, that people, you know, that are ultimately legends have. Those people that never give up, right? That have, you know, a laser focus and a dream that they want to achieve. And, you know, for that requires a certain spirit, a certain vision, right, for them, you know, and ultimately, you know, to attain. And, you know, for you, why essentially would you simply figure out the mindset and, you know, the physical component and neglect that, right? You'll have, you know, all the wisdom in the world, right? All the physical prowess that you can possibly have, but arguably you won't move a muscle, right? You won't deliver when you're supposed to. And that's where the spirit comes into play, right? So, because you want to be, you know, unequitable. You don't want to be messed with. And, you know, this is something that you can possess, you know, whatever, you know, how big you are, how strong you are, how smart you are, right? You can be a little puppy dog and still, you know, think like this. And, you know, that's a big thing. Hold up, let's see. Gonna make a dangerous cross over here and not die, but you were getting the gist of it, right? So for you, you know, put those 3 together, right? Mind, body, spirit, right? As basic as that may sound, you got to put that into practice for you. So, you know, with those 3, you know, will create this impenetrable wall, right? Right, that has these 3 layers, right? You got the physical layer, which is your body, rock solid. Then you got the mind, right? That impenetrable skull of yours, right? That doesn't let negativity and BS and simply, right, non-needed information, that doesn't go in. And then you have the mindset, right? Because when people like those haters and those people that envy you and despise you, because I'll tell you this, if you get any sort of success, those people are gonna come around. They're gonna try to, you know, mess with you, right? Jar you, right? Steer you off course. And, you know, for that, you gotta have that winner mentality. You gotta, you know, not be afraid, you know, of them, because you know yourself, you know what you have to do, and you're gonna do it. You trust yourself. You have enough self-love, and that comes with the Spirit, which is the final piece, right? That arguably most important piece, because that, believe it or not, you may think it takes a second, right, to simply make the decision in yourself. Like building a body obviously takes months and years to do. Getting knowledge takes months and years of education, but this can take longer. People can spend entire lifetimes chasing this and not, you know, ultimately, you know, finding their inner spirit and getting that to work for them. So for that, we got, you know, 3 ways you can be uneffable, right? You don't want people to mess with you, and, you know, learn those 3 layers and practice them, right? And let me know in the comment section, how's it working for you? So take care.